I was the family therapist without realizing it. Once I stopped fixing everyone's problems, everything fell apart. I am a 29-year-old woman, and I just watched my family implode because I stopped answering my phone. They are blaming me for not holding them together. I am blaming them for expecting me to. This is the story of how I spent 15 years being my family's unpaid therapist, and what happened when I finally resigned. The role I did not apply for. I do not remember deciding to become the family therapist. It just happened gradually over years until it was expected.
I am the middle child.
I have an older sister, Rachel, who is 32, and a younger brother, Tyler, who is 26. Rachel is dramatic. Every problem is a crisis. Every disagreement is a catastrophe. She has been like this since we were kids. Tyler is avoidant. Every conflict makes him shut down. Every difficult conversation makes him disappear. He has been like this forever too. And then there is me, the calm one, the rational one, the one who could talk to both of them. When Rachel and Tyler would fight as kids, I mediated. When mom and dad had marriage problems, I listened to both sides. When anyone had drama, I fixed it. I thought I was being helpful. I did not realize I was being used. It started small. When I was 14, Rachel got into a huge fight with mom about her boyfriend. Rachel was 17, dating a 21-year-old. Mom was rightfully concerned. They screamed at each other for an hour. Then both came to me separately. Rachel, mom does not understand me. She is trying to control my life. You get it, right? Me. I understand you like him. But I also understand why mom is worried. He is an adult, and you are in high school. Rachel, whose side are you on? Me. I am not on a side. I am trying to help you both see each other's perspective. Then mom. Rachel is being ridiculous. This boy is too old for her. You talk to her.
She listens to you.
Me. I will try. I spent 2 hours that night talking Rachel down from running away. Spent another hour convincing mom to have a calm conversation instead of grounding Rachel. By midnight, they were speaking again. Everyone thanked me for fixing it. I felt useful. I did not see the pattern forming.
High school and beyond.
All through high school, I was the fixer. Dad would complain to me about mom. Mom would complain to me about dad. I would translate between them. Rachel would have friendship drama. I would help her process it. Coach her through apologies. Explain other people's perspectives. Tyler would avoid family dinners when things were tense. I would bring him food and sit with him until he felt safe enough to come downstairs. I was everyone's support system. I got really good at it. People said I should be a therapist. I was so good at listening. So good at helping people communicate. I went to college for psychology. Of course I did. It was the only role I knew how to play. College did not stop it. Even away at college, I was still the family therapist. Rachel would call crying about her relationships. I would talk her through breakups at 2 in the morning while I had exams the next day. Tyler would text when he was struggling with anxiety. I would video call and do breathing exercises with him. Mom and dad would both call me separately about their marriage problems. I would listen to each of them and try to help them understand each other. My roommate asked once, "Do you ever not be on the phone with your family?" I laughed it off. But she was right. I spent more time managing my family's emotions than I spent on my own life. The intervention that was not for me. When I was 24, something shifted. I had graduated college, got a job as a school counselor, moved to an apartment 40 minutes from my parents. I was building my own life. But the calls did not stop. Rachel called, "I am getting divorced. I need you." Tyler called, "I hate my job. I do not know what to do." Mom called, "Your father and I are fighting again. Can you come over this weekend?" Dad called, "Your mother is being unreasonable.
Talk to her."
Every single day, someone needed something. I started feeling exhausted.
Drained.
Like I had nothing left for myself. My therapist asked, "Do you have boundaries with your family?" I stared at her. Boundaries? Like limits on what you will do for them. What you will take responsibility for. I had never considered that I could say no. My therapist gave me homework. Notice when you are doing emotional labor for your family. Count how many hours a week you spend managing their problems. I counted. 15 hours. 15 hours every week listening to problems, mediating conflicts, coaching people through their emotions, managing other people's relationships. 15 hours I could have spent on my own life, my own friendships, my own hobbies, my own mental health. I was spending 15 hours a week being an unpaid therapist for people who had not asked if I had the capacity to help. They just expected it.
Because I always said yes.
The decision. I decided to stop. Not dramatically. Not with a big announcement. I just started saying no. Rachel called. Can you come over? I need to talk about Mark. Me. I cannot tonight. I have plans. Rachel. Cancel them. This is important. Me. I am sure it is. But I have plans. Rachel. Since when do you not have time for me? Me. Since I realized I need time for myself too. She was quiet. Then fine. I will figure it out myself. She hung up. I felt guilty for about 10 minutes. Then I felt relieved. Tyler texted, Mom and Dad are fighting again. Can you come talk to them? Me. I am not coming. They are adults. They can work it out. Tyler. But they listen to you. Me. They can listen to each other. Or a marriage counselor. I am not doing this anymore. Tyler. Doing what? Me. Being the family therapist. I am done. Tyler. What am I supposed to do? Me. Not your job to fix them either. Just stay out of it. Tyler. That is cold. Me. That is boundaried. Mom called. Did Tyler tell you about the fight your father and I had? Me. He mentioned it. Mom. I need to talk to you about it. Me. I do not want to hear about it. Mom. Excuse me? Me. I love you. But I am not discussing your marriage anymore. If you need to talk about it, call a therapist. Mom. You are my daughter. Me. Exactly. I am your daughter. Not your therapist. Those are different roles. Mom. I cannot believe you are being so selfish. Me. I cannot believe it took me this long to set boundaries. I hung up. The collapse begins. Within 2 weeks, everything started falling apart. Rachel stopped speaking to Mom because I was not there to mediate their argument about Rachel's new boyfriend. Tyler stopped coming to family dinners because the tension was too high and I was not there to make it comfortable. Mom and Dad had a massive fight because neither of them had me to vent to separately. So they just yelled at each other instead. Dad called me. Look what you have done. This family is falling apart because you decided to be selfish. Me. This family is falling apart because it was held together by my unpaid emotional labor. And I quit. Dad. We need you. Me. You need a family therapist. I can give you some referrals. Dad. We do not need a therapist. We need you to stop being difficult and help your family. Me. I have been helping for 15 years. I am done. Dad. You are tearing this family apart. Me. No. I am revealing that this family does not know how to function without me managing everyone's emotions. That is not my fault. Dad. You are being incredibly selfish. I have been selfless for long enough. I hung up. The guilt campaign. The guilt campaign started immediately. Rachel sent long texts about how I abandoned her during her divorce. Tyler said I was making his anxiety worse by refusing to help. Mom said I was destroying the family by not being there when they needed me. Dad said I had changed and not in a good way. My aunt called. What is going on? Your mother says you have cut off the family. Me. I have not cut anyone off. I just stopped being their therapist. Aunt. Your mother says you refuse to talk to her. Me. I talk to her. I just will not discuss her marriage problems anymore. Aunt. But she needs support. Me. She needs a therapist. I am her daughter. Aunt. Family supports each other. Me. Family also respects boundaries. I spent 15 years supporting everyone. Now I am supporting myself. Aunt. That seems selfish. Everyone kept using that word. Selfish. Like setting boundaries was inherently wrong. Like taking care of myself was a betrayal. I started seeing my own therapist more frequently. She asked, How do you feel about them calling you selfish? Me? Guilty. Like maybe they are right. Therapist. Are you meeting your own needs?
Me, yes.
For the first time in my life. Therapist. Are you being cruel or harmful to them? Me, no. I am just not fixing their problems anymore. Therapist. Then you are not being selfish. You are being healthy. They are just not used to you being healthy. That reframed everything. They were not upset because I was doing something wrong. They were upset because I stopped doing something they had come to expect. The confrontation. 3 months after I started setting boundaries, my family staged an intervention. They invited me to Sunday dinner. Said it was just a normal family dinner. I should have known better. I walked in, and everyone was already there.
Mom, Dad,
Rachel, Tyler, my aunt, my uncle, all sitting in the living room looking serious. Oh no, an intervention. I turned to leave. Wait, Mom said.
we need to talk.
I stayed standing. Talk about what? About how you have abandoned this family, Rachel said. I have not abandoned anyone. I have boundaries. You have cut us off, Tyler added. I still talk to all of you. I just do not manage your emotions anymore. Dad stood up. That is the problem. This family is falling apart, and you do not even care. This family is falling apart because it was built on me doing all the emotional work. That is not sustainable. That is not fair. And I am done. Mom started crying. We just need you to be who you were. The person who held us together. The person who sacrificed herself so none of you had to deal with your own problems? No thanks. That is not fair, Rachel said. What is not fair is expecting me to parent all of you emotionally while getting nothing in return. We love you, Mom said. You love what I do for you. You do not love me. You do not even know me. When is the last time any of you asked how I was doing without immediately following it with your own problem? Silence. Exactly.
You do not care about me.
You care about the service I provided. And I am not providing it anymore. My aunt spoke up. You are being selfish and immature. I am being healthy. You just do not like it because it means you actually have to deal with your own issues. We are your family, Dad said. You owe us. I owe you nothing. I spent 15 years giving you free therapy. I am done. If you need help, hire a professional. If you walk out that door, Mom said, do not expect us to be here when you decide to come back. I looked at her. Really looked at her. She was using the threat of losing her as leverage. Like I had not already lost her years ago when she decided I was more useful as a therapist than valuable as a daughter. Okay, I said. I will take that risk. I left. The silence. For 6 months, I had almost no contact with my family. Rachel sent one text. You are dead to me. I did not respond. Tyler sent occasional memes with no context. Like he wanted to maintain connection, but did not know how without me managing it. Mom and Dad sent nothing. My aunt sent periodic guilt emails about how I was tearing the family apart. I blocked her. For 6 months, I lived my own life. I went to therapy. I picked up hobbies. I made friends who were not family. I went on dates. I traveled. I read books. I lived. Without managing anyone else's emotions. Without mediating anyone else's fights. Without being anyone's therapist. It was the most peaceful 6 months of my life. The realization. Around month 7, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost did not answer, but something made me pick up. Hello?
Hi.
This is Dr. Patterson from Mercy Hospital. I am calling about your mother. My stomach dropped. Is she okay? She is stable now. She had a panic attack that sent her to the ER. She is okay, but she asked me to call you. A panic attack?
Yes.
She has been having them frequently according to her medical history. She wanted me to tell you she needs you. I closed my eyes. Can I talk to her?
Yes.
One moment. There was shuffling. Then Mom's voice. Small and shaky. Ava? Hi, Mom. I need you to come to the hospital.
Why?
I am scared. I need you here. Where is Dad? He is here. But I need you.
Mom.
I am not coming.
What?
I am glad you're okay. But I am not coming to the hospital because you had a panic attack. You need to talk to the doctor about treatment. Maybe therapy. But I am not your emotional support person anymore. I am your mother. And I am your daughter. Not your therapist. Not your emotional crutch. If you need support, Dad is there. Or call a friend. Or ask the hospital for mental health resources. But I am not coming. Silence. Then. I cannot believe you. I know. I am setting boundaries. You are not used to it. But I am not changing my mind. I hung up, felt guilty for about an hour, then felt proud of myself. I held my boundary even when it was hard. The shift. A week after the hospital call, Tyler showed up at my apartment. I almost did not let him in, but he looked tired.
Sad.
I opened the door. He sat on my couch and did not say anything for 5 minutes. Then, you were right. About all of it. This family does not know how to function without you managing everyone. I sat down across from him. Yeah, I noticed. Mom and Dad fight constantly now. Rachel is a mess. I do not know how to help any of them. You are not supposed to help them.
They're supposed to help themselves.
But they cannot. Then they need therapy. Real therapy.
Not me.
Tyler looked at me. I started going to therapy.
Yeah.
After you left, I realized I had no idea how to cope with anything without calling you. So, I found a therapist. That is really good, Tyler. I am learning that Mom and Dad should not have put their marriage problems on us. And Rachel should not have made you her emotional support system. And I should not have avoided everything and expected you to fix it. I felt tears in my eyes. Thank you for seeing that. I am sorry I did not see it sooner. We sat in silence for a minute. Then Tyler asked, "Can we have a relationship that is not me using you as a therapist?" I smiled. I would really like that. We started over. As siblings. Not as therapist and client. It was awkward at first. We did not know how to talk without him bringing me problems to fix. But slowly we figured it out. We talked about movies.
About work. About life.
Not about fixing everyone else. Just about being brother and sister. It was nice. 1 year later. It has been a year since I set boundaries. Tyler and I have coffee once a month. We have a real relationship now. Rachel still does not speak to me. I am okay with that. Mom and Dad are in marriage counseling. Finally.
They did not tell me.
Tyler did. They have not apologized for using me as their therapist. But they have stopped asking me to be one. We have superficial contact now. Texts on holidays. Brief phone calls. It is not deep, but it is boundaried. I am dating someone who does not expect me to fix all his problems. I have friends who do not trauma dump without asking if I have capacity. I have a life that does not revolve around managing other people's emotions. And I am happy. Really, actually, genuinely happy. For the first time in 15 years, I am living for myself. Not for what I can do for other people. Just for me. What I learned. I learned that being helpful and being used are different things. I learned that you cannot fix people who do not want to fix themselves. I learned that a family that only functions because one person is doing all the emotional work is not functioning. It is dysfunctional and being held together by force. I learned that setting boundaries feels selfish because you are not used to putting yourself first. But it is not selfish. It is necessary. I learned that people will call you selfish when you stop being useful to them. That says more about them than you. And I learned that walking away from the role of family therapist does not make you a bad person. It makes you a person with self-respect. The role I resigned from. I was the family therapist without realizing it. I thought I was being helpful. I thought I was being loving. I did not realize I was being exploited. Once I stopped fixing everyone's problems, everything fell apart. And they blamed me. But the collapse was not my fault. It was the inevitable result of a system built on my unpaid labor. When I stopped propping them up, they had to learn to stand on their own. Some of them did. Tyler went to therapy. Mom and Dad got help. Some of them did not. Rachel is still angry. Still blaming me. But that is not my responsibility anymore. I am not responsible for holding anyone together. Not even family. Especially not family. For everyone asking, do you regret setting boundaries? Not even a little. Best decision I ever made. Do you miss being close with your family? I miss the fantasy of what I thought we were. But we were never actually close. They were dependent, and I was useful. That is not closeness. Will you ever reconcile with Rachel? If she apologizes and respects my boundaries. But I am not waiting for it. How did you stop feeling guilty?
Therapy.
Lots of therapy.
And time.
And reminding myself that their emotions are not my responsibility. What would you tell others in this role? You are not selfish for having boundaries. You are not cruel for saying no. You are not responsible for other people's emotional regulation.
Stop. Rest.
Let them figure it out. They will survive. And so will you. Are you happy now?
Yes. Deeply. Completely.
For the first time in my entire adult life.
And
I was the family therapist without realizing it. Once I stopped fixing everyone's problems, everything fell apart. They blamed me for the collapse. I blamed them for building a family on my emotional labor. I resigned from the position. Best career move I ever made.